Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be.
Hey, everybody out there in fantasy football land. It is I, your fantasy football commissioner for the Triangle Townies. I know many of you had heard the rumors that I had resigned. It is not true. Many of you had heard the rumors that I'm dead. It is not true. I'm well. I'm alive. I'm still your commissioner. I'm your very busy commissioner. Some outside things kind of creep up. A lot of things going on at work, all three jobs. But there are no excuses here in fantasy football. There's only winners. So we're back. We have finished 8 weeks of the fantasy football season. 8 weeks, I know. We only 2 more to go until the playoffs. So without further ado, we can kind of jump in. And we're not going to go through all 4 weeks that I've missed. I apologize. But we'll kind of cap up everybody's season so far, and we'll take a look at the scores from last week. So let's do just that. Let's dive in. Let's take a look at some of the Week 7 scores. So as we can see with our scoreboard from Week 7, it's becoming pretty obvious who the better teams are in this league and who is maybe going to miss the playoffs, unfortunately. We'll start with yours truly, Big Newton. Not a great performance out of my team, having still some quarterback issues there, but good enough, a 108-61.3 victory over Jason's Hershey Bears. Jordan, again, putting up some monstrous points, not most in the league this week, but 150 is nothing to sneeze at, beating Taj's Rex in effect 150-111. We move down to Amanda, a big-time victory there for her, 100.5 to 93.5 over Kurt's Wichita Lawn Pigs. Both of those teams now 3-5 as we get back down to playoff seeding matchups. Joe, another tough loss for you. The Triangle Firebirds dropping a 109.8 to 130.3 decision to Paul Blart Malkop. Paul Blart Malkop with a tremendous performance out of Eli Manning, though he does not have him anymore after some trade activity. And last but not least, certainly House Autry's got to be pleased with a 170.3 to 139.3 victory over Deb's team Shockley. 139.3, the third most points scored in the league this week, but not good enough for a victory over Josh and his suddenly surging House Autry team. So there you have the big picture. You can see the big dogs up front. Although my scores are not reflecting it right now, I still believe I have a good team. My team is 8-0. I'm probably the worst 8-0 team out there. People are calling me the Carolina Panthers. Whatever. Don't care. Don't listen to the haters. My team keeps pounding, just like them Panthers on the field. No Andrew Luck upsets. We get it done, even if it's in overtime. But, you got to look out for Josh and Jordan here. Those are my last 2 games of the season, and I am so nervous because those 2 teams have just been destroying people here lately. We'll see. It all comes down to some playoff seeding. I will break down some of the playoff projections here at the very end of things and talk about what to look for moving forward. But for right now, let's dive deeper into some of the matchups. We'll start with myself, Big Newton, against Jay's Hershey Bears. Aaron Rodgers, just a historically low outing for him. Did not help Jay's team out. Plus, the Packers defense got just dismantled by Denver. Rashad Jennings, Antonio Andrews, Andre Johnson, all kind of carrying that team in the double-digit points, but just not much to look at there if you're Jay's team. Fitzpatrick, not a great season injury-wise here for old Big Newton, as a lot of my players are just going down left and right. But the wide receiving core is looking pretty strong. Acquired DeAndre Hopkins, a big get for me. Jay was gracious enough to accept him after some claim that I had some bamboozling there, but we'll see that it was a fair trade. But a solid 16-point outing. A.J. Green, Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown looking better now that Roethlisberger's back. Darren McFadden, a nice day in Dallas there. But team's got to step it up. Not some great bench decisions as Dion Lewis had a really strong outing. The Raiders' offense is better than people are giving them credit, as Latavius Murray and Michael Crabtree on the bench were getting points. And Jay, man, Ben Watson, a tight end I gave you in that Hopkins trade, 23 points on the bench. Alex Smith with just an untouchable day against Detroit. That Detroit defense is looking bad. And Jacob Tamme had some garbage time touchdowns, but hey, he'll take them there. So a lot of points being left on the bench by both teams there. But hey, I wouldn't have played Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers anyway. So no harm, no foul there, Jay. Let's move on to Taj's Rex in Effect and Jordan's Durham Bison. Just another day in the life of winner there for Jordan's Durham Bison's team. Phillip Rivers again carrying him, 42 points. He is just having a terrific year. Peterson and Doug Martin are a nice running back combo. Looking for more out of Sanders and Bernard, but hey, the Patriots offense is more than making up for that. Gronkowski, Edelman, even Gostkowski's getting double digits. As I kind of mentioned earlier, that Lions team is a mess, so no wonder the Chiefs are getting 22 points. Only downside is James Jones there, uncharacteristically a -1 there, so not sure what happened to him. That whole Packers team just looked kind of overmatched against Denver. Taj, we need to have a talk, man. Do you need a hug? We can hug it out, bro. Let's just a virtual hug here right now. Okay. Is that good? Are you better? Andy Dalton's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's had an MVP type season, but going up against Pittsburgh defense, that's always tough. It's a divisional game. Drew Brees. I was watching these games Sunday, and I just saw Drew Brees light up every pass that he threw. He looked like Drew Brees from 2007. 74 points on the bench. And I'm not a math major here, but even I know that had you played Brees instead of Dalton, we're talking victory this week. We're talking taking down Durham Bison, who just seems untouchable right now. So, I'm sorry, buddy. Yikes. And to top it all off, you got Willie Snead sitting on the bench, too, who caught 2 of those 7 touchdowns. But, you know what? You live and you learn. We'll see next week if Dalton's on the bench, or if you want to trade me Drew Brees, that's fine. Anyway, I won't dwell on it too much, Taj, man. Everybody makes mistakes. Don't worry about it. Don't stress it. Let's move on so we can stop ragging on Taj's team there. To the wonderfully named matchup of the week, the Wichita Lawn Pigs and the New Zealand Kiwi Birds. This is not some weird zoological experiment. This is a fantasy football matchup, so we'll dive into it. Dude, Kurt, you could have played your Bills defense and gotten better results. The Dolphins, -1.5 points. But, Michael Floyd, nice day out of him. Greg Olsen continues to be really solid for the Panthers, as we all know. But after that, man, it's just not much to look at. Heath Miller, it wouldn't have done any better to change him out. He had a lot of bye week problems this week. So not a great matchup there against Amanda's New Zealand Cuba. It's a big win for her. She got the last little bit out of Colin Kaepernick there, 13 points. Julio Jones is a monster. He's just going to continue to tear up the league. So congratulations. The Rams D probably would have been a better play, but now we're just nitpicking. So congrats, Amanda. It's a big victory. You both are 3-5. So we'll move on to Joe's lowly Triangle Firebirds and the Paul Blart Mall Cop team led by Mike. The other half of that dueling banjos quarterback battle is Eli Manning getting 63 points. Not quite Breeze numbers, but hey, you'll take 60-plus points out of a player any day, especially when the rest of your team kind of didn't show up to play. Ronnie Hillman, a nice day, don't get me wrong. Panthers defense is always good, at least for the first 3.5 quarters against the Colts there. But Amir Abdullah, nothing there. Jeremy Maclin, T.Y. Hilton, Calvin Johnson, all pretty lackluster efforts on the day. But hey, man, you take a win any way you can get it, right? Eli Manning putting up some monster numbers. Poor Teddy Bridgewater wouldn't have stood a chance in that lineup. And Alshon Jeffrey, also a nice day on your bench, but won't have to worry about him anymore, Mike. The other side, you got Tom Brady. Doesn't lose a lot of quarterback matchups, but he does this one, only 48 points out of the great New Englander. Carlos Hyde, I think, was hurt, didn't play. No points out of John Brown. So Eric Decker and Shane Vereen, a nice 1-2 punch there in the double digits. The Bengals defense is good. But man, the one game C.J. Anderson breaks out. Joe Flacco with a nice day wouldn't have overtook Tom Brady there. But man, C.J. Anderson would have definitely helped you out. Wouldn't have put you over the top though, man. Just a lucky get there by Eli Manning and Paul Blart to secure a victory. But like I said, a win is a win, and you take it any way you can get it. So we move on to Team Shockley and House Autry. This was actually a pretty good matchup until Josh kind of started running away with it there. Deb, you picked up Shankardrick West, however you pronounce that first name. I wanted him, man. I had, who's his face there, the other running back for KC, Jamal Charles, of course, first round pick. And he got hurt, so I was trying to pick that backup up. He didn't even start him. He had 21 points on the bench. But you can't complain. Todd Gurley just really having a monster year now. He's going to give Amari Cooper, no pun intended, but a run for his money in the Rookie of the Year category. And Devontae Freeman, always a solid play. Chris Ivory has been tearing it up here lately, but he's kind of stifled against Oakland this week. The Steelers defense, a nice effort. Brandon Cooks, another recipient of Drew Brees' career day. But House Autry, man, that Carson Palmer trade's working out for you. Odell Beckham Jr. had a very nice day. Another good fortuitous one after that shootout for New Orleans there. Couldn't have played Andrew Luck, of course. I understand that. Luckily, he didn't play the Jets defense with almost -6 points. That might have been a record. Tavon Austin would have been nice, but you couldn't have seen that coming. Solid week, Josh. Very solid. Kudos to you and Jordan this week for once again putting up the 1-2 punch and point totals. So that concludes all of our individual matchups this week. So let's look forward. Week 9 here. Wow, week 9. Can you believe that, guys? Anyway, we'll look forward to some week 9 matchups and see what the playoff implications are. As I mentioned earlier, my nervousness is going to start to set in here. Big Newton trying to finish off, the you-know-what, something the Patriots did, something the Miami Dolphins did. Trying to finish off with a goose egg in the L column. But House Autry is going to present a tough task, man. The team is looking good. We have the Wichita Lawn Pigs, Rex in effect. Huge matchup there, guys. Both teams 3-5, looking to improve on their playoff standings. Joe's Triangle Firebirds and Amanda's New Zealand Kiwi Birds. Another avian matchup. We'll see who comes out on top there. I know there's some bye week players that need to be addressed. Team Shockley, Paul Blart Malcott. See if Deb can put up another monstrous point game and improve on her standings and get closer to 500 as her team looks to be rounding into form at the exact right time. And last but not least, the Durham Bison Hershey Bears might not even need to play this game, guys. So Jordan, you could probably sit a couple players, sit your quarterback, sit your defense, maybe trade Jay somebody. I don't know. His team's running out of players. We'll see. We'll see what the decimation that occurs there is. Anyway, those are your matchups for Week 9. Let's look ahead to some of the playoff matchups that we could be seeing.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
All due respect there to Coach Mora, we are going to talk about playoffs. Right now, only undefeated team in the league, obviously I have the 1 seed, would face off against Amanda's New Zealand Kiwi Birds. The 4-5 matchup is an intriguing one. Paul Blart Malclop, Wichita Lawn Pigs. We have Team Shockley Durham Bison, and Rex in effect House Autry. I say this is interesting because Jordan is right behind me at, I believe, 7-1. I'm 8-0. If I falter and he rises up, he takes the 1 seed, and I bump down to 3. And I definitely don't want to play Deb. Just saying, her team is looking really strong right now. You have Wichita Lawn Pigs, Paul Blart Malcott. We have a lot of log jams right there in the middle. A lot of 3-5, a lot of 5-3. So there's still some playoff positioning to be had here in the last 2 weeks. So really come with your game faces on. Don't listen to Coach Mora. And we'll see what happens. Now, of course, we have the Hershey Bears and the Triangle Firebirds. I didn't mention those two teams in the playoff picture. That's because they would be the first 2 teams out. Both of those teams 1-7, but you can do the math with me. Wichita Lawn Pigs, New Zealand Kiwi Birds, and Rex in effect and Team Shockley for that matter, all 3-5. That means that the worst possible record they could end the season with is 3-7. Best possible record for Hershey Bears and Triangle Firebirds is 3-7.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Why, yes, Lloyd Christmas, there is a chance. Keep playing, keep fighting. Everyone is still in this. No matter if you're 1-5, 1-7, whatever the records are, there is a chance. Keep fighting, guys. We've had some player dumping of one of the teams. I'm not going to mention which one, but we all know. It's not cool. We're paying $1 per loss, remember. If your team finishes 1-9, you're paying up $9. So if you're trying to save every dollar, start competing. That's all I can say. So I don't think there's anything much more I can talk about in this video. I do feel bad that I kind of let you guys down for a couple weeks there. It's been crazy busy for me, but there really is no excuse for my absence in these videos. I'll do better here moving forward. I look forward to week 9. I look forward to week 10. We can discuss actual playoff matchups, and Jim Mora won't be so mad at me. So without further ado, we've got 8 weeks in the books. This is your Fantasy Football Commissioner signing off. Peace out. Catch you guys later.